The Japanese are known as some of the longest living and happiest people in the world. So what are their secrets, and how can you apply them to your life? Let's find out. Number 1, Ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese concept that means your reason for being. Iki in Japanese means life, and gai describes value or worth. Your Ikigai is your life purpose or your bliss. It's what brings you joy and inspires you to get out of bed every day. This is a term for your reason of being. Contrary to Western culture's adaptation, it's not about finding your dream career. It's much more. Your Ikigai is your life's purpose. It's what brings you joy and inspires you to get out of bed every day. The Japanese philosophy of Ikigai dates back to the Heian period between 794 to 1185. Okinawa is a Japanese island south of the mainland. The island has the highest proportion of people over 100 years old in the world, and Ikigai plays a major role in Okinawan culture. But this Japanese secret isn't just linked to the elderly. It's becoming popular with younger generations both in and out of Japan who are interested in having meaningful lives inside and outside of work. So how can you find your Ikigai? This diagram shows Ikigai as the convergence of 4 areas of life: what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. The very center, where each area overlaps, is your Ikigai, your reason for getting up and where you should focus your efforts to find ultimate fulfillment. Number 2, Gaman. Gaman is a Japanese term stemming from Zen Buddhist origin, which means enduring the seemingly unbearable with patience and dignity. In other words, it states we should be patient and calm during stressful times. It teaches us not to lose ourselves no matter how bad things get. The concept implies a degree of self-restraint. You control your feelings to avoid confrontation. It's an expected duty and seen as a sign of maturity in Japanese culture. David Slater, professor of anthropology and director of the Institute of Comparative Culture at Tokyo's Sophia University, describes Gaman as a set of strategies to deal with events outside your control. The mutual surveillance, self-monitoring, and public expectations associated with Gaman are a contributory factor in Japan's low crime rate. Where people watch out for each other and avoid conflict, everyone is more careful about their actions. However, it's important to understand the application of Gaman can have pros and cons. In Japanese culture, the expectation for Gaman puts pressure on everyone to do the same and leaves little room for difference. It also can be the cause of suppressed emotions and lead to poor mental health. So, while you stated another way, keep calm and carry on, it's important that you at the same time find the necessary outlets to process your emotions. Number 3, kintsugi. Kintsugi's literal translation is to join with gold. Kintsugi is a traditional Japanese art form that involves repairing broken pottery or ceramics using a lacquer mixed with gold, silver, or platinum. The term kintsugi means golden joinery or golden repair, and it emphasizes the beauty of broken things. Instead of hiding or disguising the cracks in a piece of pottery, kintsugi artists highlight them by filling them with the precious metals, creating a unique and beautiful design. The philosophy behind kintsugi is that the repaired piece is more valuable and beautiful because of its history and the experience of being broken. Kintsugi has a long history in Japan, dating back to the 15th century. It was initially used as a way to repair tea bowls and other ceramics that were considered too valuable to be discarded. Over time, kintsugi became an art form in its own right, and it's now admired and practiced around the world. Kintsugi has a deep spiritual and philosophical meaning in Japan, and it's often associated with the concepts of wabi-sabi, which celebrates imperfection and the beauty of impermanence. Kintsugi is also seen as a metaphor for the human experience, where the scars and cracks we accumulate over time are not something to be ashamed of, but rather an essential part of our unique and beautiful journey. Simply stated, kintsugi is a metaphor for embracing your imperfections and always putting back together the pieces. Number 4, obitery. The ancient expression obitery comes from the kanji for the 4 trees that bloom in spring: cherry blossoms, plum, peach, and apricot. Each flower blooms in its own time, so the meaning behind the expression is that we all grow and bloom at our own pace. Obitery acts as a reminder that everyone has their own journey through life. We should focus on our growth and not compare ourselves so much to others, and to celebrate your individuality and your uniqueness. The concept of obitery is complementary to ikigai. It's all about taking the time to assess your own unique character, traits, and capabilities. The term implies that comparing your own endeavors and skills to others is not important, because finding your own value is all about spending time on your own unique story, while still understanding your connection to others. Number 5, harahachibu. Harahachibu is a phrase that roughly translates to eat until you are 80% full. It's a traditional dietary practice that originated on the island of Okinawa, where people are known for their longevity and good health. The idea behind harahachibu is to eat slowly and mindfully, savoring each bite and stopping before you feel completely full. By eating until you're only 80% full, you allow your body time to digest the food and send signals to your brain that you are satisfied. Practicing harahachibu can help you avoid overeating and reduce your overall calorie intake, which can lead to weight loss and improved health. It can also help prevent digestive issues such as bloating and discomfort. In addition to promoting physical health, harahachibu is also seen as a way to cultivate mindfulness and gratitude. By paying attention to what you eat and how much you eat, you can develop a deeper appreciation for the food and the people who grew and prepared it. Number 6, Shinrin-yoku. Shinrin-yoku is a term that translates to forest bathing, or taking in the forest atmosphere. It refers to the practice of spending time in nature, particularly forests, or the purpose of improving one's physical and mental health. The concept of Shinrin-yoku was developed in Japan in the 1980s as a response to the stresses of modern life. It was inspired by ancient Shinto and Buddhist practices that emphasize the spiritual and healing power of nature. Research has shown that spending time in nature can have a wide range of health benefits, including reducing stress, improving mood, boosting immune function, and lowering blood pressure and heart rate. Shinrin-yoku encourages people to immerse themselves in the natural environment, using all their senses to take in the sights, sounds, smells, and textures of the forest. Shinrin-yoku is not just about physical exercise or recreation. It's also about cultivating a deeper connection with nature and developing a sense of awe and wonder at the natural world. The practice encourages people to slow down, be present in the moment, and appreciate the beauty and complexity of the natural world. Shinrin-yoku has become increasingly popular in Japan and around the world as a way to promote health and well-being. Many countries now have designated forest therapy trails and programs that offer guided walks and activities to help people experience the benefits of forest bathing. Number 7, uketamo. The literal translation of uketamo is "I humbly accept with an open heart." Now for a short history lesson. The Dwa Sanzan is a little-known mountain range in northern Japan. Since the 8th century, it's been the sacred pilgrimage site for the Yamabushi monks who partake in yearly rituals seeking rebirth and enlightenment for their mind, body, and soul. Uketamo is the core philosophy of their training. Uketamo means acceptance to the core. The Yamabushi understood that the sooner you can accept all the good and the bad that life throws at you, the better you will feel. They believed that we will find our freedom through acceptance, and out of acceptance comes personal growth. We tend to assume that Zen is about living in an endless, worry-free state of bliss and tranquility, while actually Zen is about how you face the challenges and difficulties life throws at you. It's about how you deal with the inevitable realities of failure, grief, worry, and loneliness. Zen is in response to what life throws at you. You shouldn't waste time feeling sorry for yourself, but instead should embrace your reality and deal with it accordingly. Number 8, Kaizen. Kai means change, and Zen means good. Together, this makes Kaizen a term that means continuous improvement. It is a philosophy and approach to management that emphasizes making small, incremental changes over time to improve quality, productivity, and efficiency. Kaizen originated in post-World War II Japan as a way to help rebuild the country's economy. It was popularized by Toyota, which used the Kaizen approach to develop the Toyota production system, a highly efficient manufacturing process that became a model for businesses around the world. The Kaizen approach involves breaking down complex processes into small, manageable parts and then making small, incremental changes to improve each part. It encourages employees at all levels of the organization to identify and solve problems, with the goal of making continuous improvements to the overall process. However, Kaizen is not just a set of tools or techniques used in business. It is also a mindset and a culture that values continuous learning and improvement. It requires a commitment to ongoing training, collaboration, and communication, as well as a willingness to embrace change and take risks. Today, Kaizen is widely used in industries such as manufacturing, healthcare, and education, as well as in other areas such as personal development and self-improvement. The principles of Kaizen can be applied to any process or system, can help both individuals and organizations achieve greater efficiency, quality, and success over time. It stresses that even small changes accumulate to impact your life in a big way. Arigato for watching. What are your experiences with applying Japanese philosophies to your life? Let us know in the comments.